Hello, and welcome back to Better English Step by Step. This is your calm, long-form English learning podcast, where we take one clear goal and walk through it slowly, together. I am Sarah, and I am here to guide you through today's lesson. Joining me today to help demonstrate the sounds of natural English is Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Sarah, and hello everyone listening. I am really looking forward to this session because today we are tackling one of the biggest frustrations for English learners.
That is right. You know that feeling when you are reading a textbook and you understand every single word? You feel confident. You think, I know this language. But then you turn on a movie, or maybe you watch a YouTube video of two native speakers talking, and suddenly it feels like they are speaking a completely different language. It is fast, it is blurry, and you feel lost.
Exactly. A lot of students tell me they feel like their ears are broken. They ask me, Mark, why are they speaking so fast? Why can't I hear the words I learned in class? The truth is, native speakers are not necessarily speaking faster than you. We are just connecting our words differently.
We are, and that is what we are going to fix today. We are not going to learn new vocabulary words today. Instead, we are going to tune your ears. We are going to take the English you already know with your eyes and help you recognize it with your ears. We call this connected speech.
Think of it like building blocks. When you learn in school, you usually learn one block at a time, word by word. But when we speak in real life, we melt those blocks together. The shape changes. Today, we are going to slow down that melting process. We are going to look at the specific rules, or secrets, that native speakers use to blend sounds.
We are going to practice this for a full hour. No rushing, no stress. Just plenty of listening and repeating. By the end of this session, you will be able to hear a fast sentence and not just hear a blur, but hear the individual parts clearly. We have a lot of practice ahead of us, so find a comfortable place, take a deep breath, and let's begin.
The first pattern we need to look at is something that happens to the letter T. In American English especially, the letter T is a bit of a shapeshifter. It changes its sound depending on where it sits in a word or a sentence. If you master this one sound, you will instantly understand American movies much better.
That is right. We call this the flap T, but you don't need to remember the technical name. You just need to know what it sounds like. When a letter T is between two vowel sounds, it stops sounding like a sharp T. It starts sounding like a very soft, quick D. Let's try a very common example. Think of the word for the liquid we drink, W-A-T-E-R. In a dictionary, it looks like water. But Mark, how do you say it naturally?
Water. Water.
Did you hear that? He didn't say water. He said water. It's a soft tap on the roof of the mouth. Let's practice this together. I want you to listen to Mark and then repeat it in the pause. We'll start slowly. Water. Water. Can I have some water? Good. Let's try another one. Think of the word B-E-T-T-E-R. If you pronounce every letter, it is better. But in connected speech, those two T's turn into that soft D sound. Listen closely. Better. Better. I feel better. It makes the language flow so much smoother, doesn't it? If you stop to say the sharp T, it stops the air. Better. It feels choppy, but better keeps the air moving. Let's try a few more common words that use this flap T. Think of the word for a written message sent by post. L-E-T-T-E-R. Listen and repeat. Letter. Letter. I wrote a letter. Excellent. Now, this doesn't just happen inside words. It happens between words, too. This is where it gets tricky for listening. If one word ends with a vowel sound, and the next word begins with a vowel sound, and there is a T in the middle, it connects them. Let's take the phrase get up. G-E-T and U-P. The T in get is between the E in get and the U in up, so we don't say get up, we blend it. Get up. Get up. Time to get up. Do you hear how it sounds like one single word? Get up? This is why you might miss it in a movie. You are listening for two words, but you hear one sound block. Let's practice another common phrase, a lot of. There is a T at the end of lot, and it is followed by the O in of, so it connects.
A lot of. A lot of.
That's a lot of work. Let's try a full sentence with this one. Imagine you are overwhelmed. You have so much to do. Listen to how Mark says it, and then you try.
I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do.
Notice that rhythm? A lot of. It rolls off the tongue. Let's do one more flap T practice before we move on. Think of the phrase out of, O-U-T and O-F. Again, the T is caught between vowels, so it becomes out of, like a soft D. Out of. Out of. We are out of time. Get out of here. That last one is very common in movies. Get out of here. When spoken fast, it sounds like get out of here. Let's try to build that one slowly. First, just the connection.
Get out of. Get out of. Now the whole thing. Get out of here. Very good. If you are finding this difficult, do not worry. Your tongue takes time to learn new movements. Just keep relaxing and listening. The goal right now is to help your brain recognize the sound so you don't feel lost when you hear it. Now let's look at the second personality of the letter T. This is almost the opposite of the flap T. This is what we call the stopped T. Sometimes native speakers do not say the T at all. They just stop the air in their throat. This usually happens when a T comes at the end of a word, and the next word starts with a consonant, or sometimes just at the end of a sentence. Instead of releasing the air with a T sound, we just cut it off short. Think of the word hot, H-O-T. If I speak very clearly, I say hot. I release a puff of air at the end. But in casual conversation, I rarely do that. I say hot. I stop the air before it escapes. Listen to the difference. Clear T, hot. Stopped T, hot. Can you hear that the second one is much shorter? It's like hitting a wall. Let's practice this with a few words. Think of the animal C-A-T, cat, cat. It's a black cat. Notice Mark isn't saying cat-ta. He is saying cat. The tongue goes to the position of the T, but it stays there. It does not release. Let's try the word sit. S-I-T. Sit. Sit. Please sit. Now let's see what happens when we put this in a phrase. This is where the stopped T is very useful for speaking quickly. If you say sit down and you release the T, it is difficult. Sit-ta down. It is hard to do fast. So we stop the T and move directly into the D of down. Sit down. Sit down. Do you feel that little pause in your throat? Sit down. That little silence is actually the letter T. Let's try another one. Football. We don't usually say foot-to-ball. We say football. Football. I like football. This stopped T is everywhere. It is one of the main reasons English can sound choppy or rhythmic. Let's try a sentence that mixes these sounds. It was hot outside. The word it has a stopped T. The word hot has a stopped T. It. Hot. It was hot. It was hot outside. Doing great. Before we move to the next section, let's do a quick comparison. I want to make sure you can hear the difference between the flap T and the stopped T. I am going to say a phrase, and I want you to just listen. Phrase number 1, write it down. Phrase number 2, write a letter. In write it down, the T in write is stopped because the next word is it. But wait, actually, the T connects to the I in it. So write it becomes writ it. That is a flap T. But the T in it is stopped because down starts with a consonant. It, down. So the full phrase is, writ it down. The first T flows. The second T stops. Let's listen to Mark say it naturally. Write it down. Write it down. Now compare that to write a letter. Write connects to A. Writa. That is a flap T. Letter has a double T inside. Letter. That is also a flap T. So the whole thing is very smooth. Write a letter. Write a letter. This distinction is subtle, but it is powerful. When you start hearing these T's, the flowing ones and the stopping ones, the rhythm of English starts to make sense. It stops being a wall of noise and starts being a musical pattern. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the sounds of English, please consider subscribing to the channel. We
We create these long, focused lessons every week to help you build confidence without the stress of fast-paced videos. By subscribing, you make sure you get your weekly practice session right in your feed. Now, let's move on to our second big topic of the day. We have looked at how sounds change. Now we need to look at how sounds disappear completely. We call this the disappearing sounds. English is a stress-timed language. That means we make the important words, the nouns, the verbs, the adjectives, longer and louder. But the small grammar words, like pronouns and prepositions, we make them very small. Sometimes we squeeze them so much that their first letter falls off. The most common victim of this is the letter H, specifically in the words him, her, he, and his. When these words appear in the middle of a sentence, native speakers often drop the H sound completely. Let's look at tell him. T-E-L-L-H-I-M. The important word is tell. The word him is just grammar. So we connect the L from tell directly to the M of him. It sounds like tell him. Listen closely to Mark. He isn't going to say tell him. He is going to say tell him. Tell him. I'll tell him later. Did you hear that? I'll tell him. It sounds like one word. If you are listening for the H, you will miss it. Let's try ask her. The H in her disappears. The K in ask connects to the Ask her. It sounds exactly like the word for someone who asks questions. Ask her. Ask her. Did you ask her? Let's practice a few more of these. This H dropping is one of the key reasons students feel like they can't catch the pronouns in a sentence. Let's try call him. Call him. Call him. Call him to Nate.
Now let's try it with his. What is his name? This is a very common question, but we don't say what is his name. The H in his drops. What is connects to is, what's, and his becomes is. So it sounds like what's his name. Listen carefully. What's his name? What's his name? It flows together beautifully. What's his name? Let's try that slowly. What's is name? What's his name? And now at natural speed. What's his name? Excellent. You are starting to unlock the code. This is why watching TV is so hard. The subtitles say, what is his name, but the audio says, what's his name? By practicing this yourself, your brain will start to match the two things together automatically. Let's look at another disappearing sound. This one involves the letter G, specifically at the end of ing words. In formal English, we pronounce the G at the back of the throat, going, doing, but in casual, connected speech, that G often disappears, and the sound becomes an N. You have probably seen this written as ing, goin', doin', but it is not just slang. It is how we speak in almost all casual situations. Let's take the question, how are you doing? Formal, how are you doing? Casual, how are you doing? Listen to the difference. How are you doing? How are you doing? Now, this G drop leads us to one of the most famous reductions in English, the phrase going to. When we use going to talk about the future, we almost always squash it into gonna. Now, a quick warning. We only do this when it is the future tense helper verb. We do not do it if we are actually moving to a place. For example, if I say, I am going to the store, I am moving. I cannot say, I am gonna the store. That is wrong. But if I say, I am going to help you, that is the future. So I can say, I am gonna help you. Let's practice gonna. It is a very relaxed sound. The mouth barely moves. Gonna. Gonna. I'm gonna leave soon. Let's compare the two versions so you can feel the difference. First, the clear version. I am going to buy it. Now, the natural version. I'm gonna buy it. Mark, can you give us a few more examples of gonna in action? Sure. Listen to how smooth these sentences sound. He's gonna be late. He's gonna be late. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That last one is a classic. What are you gonna do? It is a perfect example of how much we reduce sounds. We have gonna, but we also have what are you? And that brings us perfectly to our third section, the question melts. We have looked at changing sounds, like the flap T,
We have looked at disappearing sounds, like the H drop. Now we are going to look at what happens when sounds crash into each other and create a brand new sound. This happens all the time in questions, specifically questions that start with did you, do you, or what do you. Let's start with did you. This is the past tense question, did-you. When the D at the end of did meets the Y at the start of you, they blend together to make a J sound, like jump or juice. So did you becomes didja. It sounds a bit funny when you say it alone, but inside a sentence it is very natural. Listen to Mark. Did you eat? Did you eat? Did you see it? Did you see it? Let's practice this didja sound. It really helps you ask questions faster and more fluently. Didja. Didja. Did you call him? Wait, did you notice that? Did you call him? We have the didja from this section and the call him from the previous section. Let's put them together. This is a very common, very natural sentence. Did you call him? Becomes did you call him? Let's build that up step by step. Didja. Call him. Did you call him? Imagine trying to understand that if you have only learned textbook English. You are waiting for did you call him, but you hear did you call him. It is one sound block, but now you know what makes up that block. Let's look at another question melt. This one involves the letter T and the letter Y. When T meets Y, they make a ch sound, like cheese or church. You hear this often in the phrase, don't you? D-O-N-T-Y-O-U. The T and the Y combine. Don't you becomes don't you. Listen closely. Don't you like it? Don't you like it? Don't you want to go? Don't you want to go? Let's practice that ch sound. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you know? This also happens with can't you and won't you. Won't you help me? Won't you help me? Can't you see? Can't you see? Let's try a longer sentence with this one. Why can't you come with us? Why can't you come with us? It feels much easier to say, doesn't it? Your mouth doesn't have to work as hard. You don't have to stop and start. You just flow. Why can't you? Now let's tackle the ultimate reduction, the one that confuses more students than anything else. What do you? When we ask, what do you want, or what do you mean, we reduce almost everything. The T in what is a stop T, or sometimes it becomes a flap T connecting to the D. The do gets reduced to da. The you gets reduced to ya. So what do you often sounds like whadda. W-H-A-D-D-A-Y-A. Whadda. Listen to Mark ask some questions with this pattern. What do you need? What do you need? What do you mean? What do you mean? It sounds very casual, but remember, this is how friends talk to friends. It is how characters talk in movies. If you want to understand the story, you need to recognize whadda. Let's practice it slowly. Wa-da-ya. Whadda. What do you think?
Let's try mixing whadaya with gonna. Question. What do you are going to do? Correction. What are you going to do? Reduction. What are you gonna do? Listen to that again. What are you going to do? What are you gonna do? It is almost like a song. What are you gonna do? Let's say it together. What are ya gonna do? What are you gonna do? Congratulations! You are speaking with the rhythm of a native speaker. You are using connected speech. We have covered a lot of ground today. We have practiced the flap T in water, the stopped T in hot, the disappearing H in tell him, the G drop in gonna, and the question melds like didja and whadda. Now it is time for the final challenge. We are going to do a listening simulation. I am going to have Mark read a long, natural sentence. He is going to say it at full native speed. The first time you hear it, it might feel fast. It might be a blur. That is okay. Then we are going to break it down piece by piece, using the tools we just practiced. And then we will listen again, and I promise you, the second time, it will sound clear as a bell. Are you ready, Mark? Let's give them the sentence. Okay, here is the sentence. Listen carefully. I was going to tell him to sit down, but he went out. Let's play that one more time, just as fast. I was going to tell him to sit down, but he went out. Okay, how did that feel? Did you catch every word? Or did some parts blend together? Let's act like detectives and find the clues. First part, I was gonna. We know this one. Going to becomes gonna. I was gonna. Next part, tell him. Remember the H drop? The H disappears. The L connects to the im. Tell him. So far we have I was gonna tell him. Next part, to sit down. To usually gets reduced to ta. Sit has a stopped T because down starts with a D, so it sounds like see down. So the phrase is to see down. Let's put the first half together. I was going to tell him to see down. Try saying that. I was going to tell him to see down. Now the second half. But he went out. But he, the H in he often drops, just like in him, so but connects to E. And the T in but is between vowels, U and E, so it becomes a flap T, a soft D. Buddy. But he sounds like buddy. Next, went out. The T in went connects to the O in out. Is it between vowels? No, N and O. But in this case, we often drop the T after an N, went out. Or we use a clear T, went out. Let's stick with a standard connection, went out. And the T at the end of out? It is at the end of the sentence, so it's a stopped T, ow. So the second half is, but he went out. But he went out. Now, let's put the whole giant puzzle together. I was going to tell him to see down, but he went out. Listen to Mark say it again at natural speed. I was going to tell him to sit down, but he went out. Does that sound clearer now? You can hear the gonna. You can hear the tell him. You can hear the buddy. It is no longer a stream of noise. It is a string of specific sound patterns that you know. This is the power of learning connected speech. You stop translating word for word, and you start hearing thoughts. Let's do one more simulation before we finish. A slightly different one. This one focuses on questions. Mark, let's hear the sentence. Did you ask her what she wanted? One more time. Did you ask her what she wanted? Okay, let's break it down. First block, did you ask her? Did you becomes did ya. Ask her. The H drops, ask her. So the first part is, did you ask her? It sounds like a name. Did you ask her? Repeat that. Did you ask her? Second block, what she wanted. What has a stopped T because the next word is she, what she. Wanted. In American English, after an N, the T often disappears. So wanted sounds like wanted. So the second part is, what she wanted. Let's put it all together. Did you ask her what she wanted? Did you ask her what she wanted? Listen to Mark again. Did you ask her what she wanted? It is amazing, isn't it? Once you know the secret, you cannot unhear it. The blur becomes sharp. We have done some incredible work today. We have retrained your ears and your mouth. You have moved from expecting perfect printed words to expecting real, messy, beautiful spoken English. Now, I have a small challenge for you, a TV challenge. In the next couple of days, I want you to pick an episode of a show you like, or maybe the listening video you watched recently that felt too fast. I want you to watch just 5 minutes of it, but I want you to watch differently. Do not worry about the plot. Do not worry about the definitions of words. I want you to hunt for one sound. Maybe you hunt for the flap T. Every time you hear water or better or get out, smile and say to yourself, I heard it. Or hunt for gonna. Count how many times the characters say gonna instead of going to. By focusing on just one sound, you take the pressure off. You turn the scary wall of noise into a game. And slowly, these sounds will become your friends. You will stop thinking about them and you will just understand them. Remember, language learning is a journey of steps. Today, you took a huge step towards fluency. You didn't just learn about English, you learned how to hear it. If you found this lesson helpful, please give us a like so we know to make more videos like this. And if you have a friend who struggles to understand movies, share this podcast with them. It might be the key they have been looking for. Thank you so much for spending this hour with us. You worked hard, you practiced aloud, and you are getting better every single day. I'm Sarah. And I'm Mark. Thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next lesson. Bye for now. Bye, everyone. Keep listening.